So I'm trying to tile my kitchen floor. I've had the walls re-skimmed, new downlighters put in, and I have a concrete base one side, and I've got a wooden floor the other side. There used to be 2 rooms, there was a wall taken down, knocked through, and now I'm going to lay No More Ply, which is a cement based backerboard, down on the floor over the wooden area, and then I'm going to self level, because it's slightly unlevel, the concrete floor up to the same height as the No More Ply, and then tile it. So it's my task for today, or at least this weekend. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this floor is fully prepared. I've already had to do some work on it. I've had a radiator move from this location to over underneath the window, and the floorboards, when my lovely plumbers chopped them out, made a bit of a mess of them, put them back down, but didn't put them down very well. So as you can see, I've put quite a few screws along the back, and I've put the way the joist runs along here, and actually I was getting a lot of flex here because there's no support in this part, so when you were standing on the floor it was just flexing. So what I've had to do is I've had to pull these boards back up, run a bar along the back along here, and then screw down into it to try and just lift it up and give it a bit more support. So I've taken out some of the flex of that. Hopefully with the cement backerboards it won't worry as much, but I did originally put some ply down and it was still flexing quite badly, so I'd have had some cracks. So I took that ply up and then bought this No More Ply stuff instead. This side's was doing something similar, but again I've fixed that up there. So hopefully we are in a position now, if I give it a bit of a clean, a sweep, make sure I've got no loose screws or anything like that down there, and then I can actually start putting down the No More Ply. I've also got my No More Ply, which I've got a plan for. As you can see here, I've used an Excel spreadsheet just to try and work out my area, which should match up to this. You can see I've got a cutout in the corner. It should match my cutout in the corner. So it's roughly 2.5 meters by 3 meters. So I've just done 25 by 30 to do the plan. And I've trying to plan out a couple of different ways of how I could lay my ply. You're supposed to overlap it, so I've tried to get the overlaps here. And then this is half a board, slightly more than half a board. So I've worked out I need about 11 No More Ply panels, but and I can do it with 11. Just which ways round do I do it? I'm favouring this one, although it does leave these fun little cuts in the corner, and I've got to take into account where my radiator pipes are going to be to make it easier for me to actually cut that into the No More Ply. But anyway, so I think I've got a good plan of action of how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to then see if this actually works. So I'm just going to give it a sweep up, just need to tidy up a little bit, make sure that there's no loose bits of grit or anything not going to before I put down the No More Ply. Right, now I've given it a clean, I'm happy with the layout. I'm going to get the No More Ply boards and put these down. Now I've got my plan, which are roughly laid out, so I'm just going to try and put these down in the sort of layout that I've put on my plan, and see how that goes. Just a rough guide. So I've got a rough idea about my cuts. I know I've got a half cut here, half board there. I've got a small gap at the edge, but I can lose that by moving this, not starting it quite at the edge, moving it over a little bit. So I've got probably 10-15mm gap there. So if I budget over 7.5mm that way, 7.5mm that way, I should be fine to lose that. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much gives me a good idea about what I need cut wise. And then the extra bits, I've got 3 more. So I'll have 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I think I've got enough. Right, I've got them all laying down now. I'm fairly happy with what I've got. All seems fairly flat. There's not too many cuts to make. This is my first attempt at doing no more ply, so you have to bear with me. But I've got a 60 and a 60 cut to make, and I've got 120 board to do it out of. So there's the 2 gaps filled there. These I need to cut down. There's about 75, which would leave me about the 45 left. So that would, and those 45s will be used to make these gaps up, which are about 15. So I've got 1, 2, 3 gaps to make up there. So I think I'm fairly happy. They're all staggered. I'm supporting over the weak points. This was a weaker point. It was flexing here, so I've got a whole board over this part, and then trying to keep the whole board, well, part of it I have to put out of there. But on the whole, I'm pretty happy. So I'll take it back up and then start to glue them down. Right, my first cut that I've ever done with this stuff. So we'll see how this goes. Anyway, there's my sheet. I want a cut of 600mm. This is a 1200mm sheet. So I'm just going to mark 600 one edge. Mark the other edge. I'm using a straight edge just to draw a line. Give me an idea of where I'm cutting. I'm not cutting freehanded. I'm going to cut it on the line, but we shall see. Okay, so there's my board divided in half. Now it's time to actually cut it. So I've got my new Stanley. And keep my ruler along the line. Keep your fingers out of the way and give it a score. Right. Now this is the proof of the pudding. Hopefully, if I put my piece of wood under one edge and give it a push down, it will snap. We shall see. Right, put it on the edge, just about. Let's give it a whack. Ah, that worked. It snapped. There we go. I didn't even need to do any additional cutting, so that was good.